Attention, podcast listeners. The following audio contains spoilers if you're just following along on the podcast feed. It's to catch people up in anticipation of our live show at Boxland this Saturday, January 11th at 5 p.m. and reminds us what's happened in Universe Journey in the last, basically, 2 years. Some of that hasn't been released on the podcast feed yet. If you're caught up on the live show, please enjoy. Or if you are not caught up on the podcast or the live show, but want to attend the live show or watch it streaming live this Saturday, listen to this and you'll be all ready to go. Tickets for both are at tinyurl.com/IABD tickets.
Previously on Universe Journey.
I'm Captain Michelle Takalati, commander of the ASS Thrifty, Too Fast, Too Furious. But this wasn't always my vessel.
That's right. Dick Kake, the Thrifty, was my vessel.
Though I named it.
She did, when Tokalati was my first officer. But she was promoted to captain of her own starship.
A bit more than a year ago, Dick and I teamed up to save Earth from a madman. But the cost was high when our dear friend and crewmate, Meow Meow, sacrificed himself to save us all.
I am New, an android built by Captain Tokalati and Commander Foley. Meow Meow was my life partner, and I was not prepared to cope with his loss. I took a leave from duty and withdrew into myself until Dick eventually helped me to say goodbye. And I am still trying to find my way back home, to normal.
But back immediately following Meow Meow's loss, while we were mourning on the Thrifty, an advanced being named Z showed up.
Hello, I'm Z. Dick wouldn't take seriously my request to be a member of his crew.
She'd always tormented us.
I've been helping you all along. You're just too puny-minded to see it.
So, out of a misguided sense of revenge, Z tossed Dick, his vessel, his crew, and me and my family and senior staff who were on board at the time more than 55 years from home into the luminous expanse, an area of space that is home to the Vina.
I'm Commander Colm Foley, Chief Engineer. I was on the Thrifty, about to quit and move to Earth to be married.
And I'm Captain Bobby Luna, his fiancée. I was on Earth and got left behind.
We could all see it nearly broke Colm, being separated from Bobby after everything he'd been through.
So I secretly made a deal with Z. She could come on board as Ensign Zora, as long as she didn't use her powers, and she would bring Luna to us.
We couldn't afford to send Colm home. The ship was falling apart, and we needed a competent engineer.
I told Tokalati Z had given us Luna, but I didn't tell her about my deal with Z, or that the crew's memories had been altered to hide Zora among us.
Yeah, and as happy as I am to be with Colm, I don't really like Takalati. She's a capable captain, sure, but she also did some things I didn't approve of during the Echo War. I couldn't help but see a parallel between her actions and the death of my brother in a previous conflict.
And now these events have settled into a lingering tension between the two of us, and I worry it's hurting cohesion on the starship.
So, there we are, decades from home. We didn't know anything about this place or these aliens.
That's where I enter, the concierge, man of trades and resources. I was struggling with my second, who was trying to take over my network because of a misunderstanding.
You are responsible for the death of my family, concierge!
I didn't realize that, and I'm trying to make up for it. So I helped the Thrifty 2 in exchange for safe passage out of Venus space. And to try to make amends with Rizax, I left him my network.
Yes, but before that, I kidnapped several members of the Thrifty's crew.
Some of us escaped and returned to the ship.
And some were left behind. My security chief, Connie Norton, and pilot, Yana.
We had lots of drama with the Vina. Tokalati handled it so well, and I felt so guilty. So I decided the best thing to do was to step down as captain and give her full command.
I earned it.
You really did, but I stayed on as ambassador to work with the locals, and some of the Vina weren't so bad, like Plate Van.
I am reasonable. I just want your technology, like the beamers. In exchange, I'll make peace with you.
Of course I've had some personal drama of my own. My daughter, Everly, is dying, and it's a fluke of DNA, as her father, Jay, is from the Echo Dimension.
If I had known that fathering a child would mean
I know, Jay. I don't blame you. Thankfully, the daughter Foley and I built, New, is trying to find a cure.
I have failed. I had to essentially freeze Everly so she did not die while I continued to search for a solution.
You'll find it, New.
Maybe. But I will keep trying.
And now, after more than a year, with our ship repaired for now, and a crewless captured Vena vessel called the Drum flying alongside us, we're finally starting to head for home.
Tonight!
Hey! You forgot me!
I could never forget you, Mike. Michael Anders, my loyal first officer.
Hi, everyone.
But he's not really important to this summary.
I am so! I'm the only one who knows that Kake has been hiding Z, and he promised me he'd tell Michelle before...
Well, there are a bunch of other people in the crew. Some ensigns, like Assistant Chief Engineer Malinito, a bunch of security guards, a bartender, a loud singer.
And we're together. We will get home. I know it.
Don't miss our special 2-hour original musical on Saturday, January 11th, 2025 at 5 p.m., live at Boxland and streaming online. Tickets on sale now at iabdpresents.com.